Hello dear. So this is the last topic coming under your unit 4, which is organizational conflict. So in this video, we are going to see what exactly is organizational conflict, its meaning and definition and all those things. And we'll also see what are the factors and causes of this organizational conflict happening in an organization and the ways to overcome such conflicts if happening in an organization. So let's get started. First is the definition of organizational conflict. So organizational conflict is otherwise known as workplace conflict, and it is described as the state of disagreement or misunderstanding resulting from the actual or perceived dissent of needs, beliefs, resources and relationship between the members of an organization. That means a normal state of disagreement happening from many reasons between the members of an organization. That point or that problem or situation is known as a workplace conflict. So at the workplace, whenever two or more persons interact or conflict occurs when opinions with respect to any task or decision are in contradiction. So every time when you are working in an organization, we will have different opinions because we will be working in a team. So when there is a disagreement between two or more persons, because the perspective from which they see a situation will be different from what you see. So that kind of situation or problem that is occurring in a workplace is known as organizational conflict. So in simple terms, if we define organizational conflict, it alludes to the result of human interaction that starts when one member of organization discerns that his or her goals, values or attitude are incompatible with those of other members of the organization. That is, the way in which a person thinks is always different from others. So when you have to do a work in a team, most of the situation you have to think alike. So when an attitude of an human or working in a workplace is differing from others, and when there is a thought of disagreement or incompatibility, this kind of conflicts occurs in any organization. So the incompatibility in opinions can come into being within a member, between two members or between groups of an organization. Maybe the conflict may arise within two persons or within two members working in same job or something, or it might happen between two or more persons working in different areas, or it can happen between a group of members with another group of members in an organization. So that's a very commonly seen concept in any organization. An organizational conflict can be managed if you have a proper strategy with you, it can be managed in a very smooth way. Okay. So we will see what exactly are the factors that will influence for this organizational conflict, or what will be the reasons behind, what are the triggering factors that will make such conflicts in an organization. So that are the factors influencing organizational conflicts. The first factor is unclear responsibility. We'll see these factors one by one. Second one is interpersonal relationship or scarcity of resources or conflict of interest. We'll see what are they one by one. First is unclear responsibility. If there is lack of clarity regarding who is responsible for which section of task or project, conflicts takes place. And to avoid this situation, the roles and responsibility of the team members should be stated clearly and also agreed upon by all. That is why in order to in order to organize a task or to complete a task, the manager should always delegate the work to all the members who is working in that team, so that the responsibility of that member is clearly known to him as well as other members of the team. So this kind of conflicts can be avoided. So when there is an unclearness in this responsibility, the people working in the team will think this will be done by another, that will be done by him. Why should I do? I'm not assigned to do this work. So when that thought comes, there will be a conflict, and in the end of the day, the work will not be completed as well. Okay, so that is unclear responsibility. Next one is interpersonal relationship. So every member of an organization possesses different personality. Of course, everyone has different personality, which plays a crucial role in resolving conflict in an organization. So conflicts at workplace are often caused by interpersonal issues between members of organizations. See, there will be differences in the personalities, the attitude towards anything, or the behavior towards anyone. So when that is not going in a smooth way, this kind of conflicts will happen in an organization. So the main role of a HR manager to maximum to avoid this kind of conflict or to take it in a positive way. Okay, next thing is scarcity of resources. So one of the main reason for occurrence of conflict in an organization is inadequacy of resources like time, money, material, etc., due to which members will compete with each other, leading to conflict between them. That is, when you are given a task and if you don't have the materials to complete that task, the entire task will be pending. And otherwise, if there is not enough material, if you want to take printout for 300 sheets and if you have only 100 sheets which is given for 2 groups, you will be in a hurry to take it, like at least you will go and hurry, you will go fight with the persons coming to take that sheet. So this kind of situation will always lead to a conflict in an organization. So when there is lack of resources which is required to complete a task also, this kind of conflicts may occur. So that's the third factor. Last one is conflict of interest. That is, when there is a disorientation between personal goal of individual and goal of the organization, conflict of interest arises, as the individual may fight for his personal goals, which hinders overall success of the project. So when the person is setting a goal which is entirely different from the organizational goal, that means that's not the place where you have to be. So even if you understand that your goal and organization's goal is different and still you're working in that organization, that will lead to a hindrance, like you will be working for your own goal and not for the organizational goal which is entirely different from yours. So there will be issues when in such cases arises, it will be leading to a conflict in an organization and creating a very big chaos in an organization. Okay, so these are the factors that are influencing the organization conflict in an organization. Now we will see what are the types of conflicts that are happening in an organization. The different types of organizational conflicts are relationship conflict, task conflict, and process conflict. What is relationship conflict? The conflict arising out of interpersonal tension among employees, which is concerned with the relationship intrinsically, not the project at hand. That is, only when you don't have a proper or positive relation with the person who is working with you, there arises a relationship conflict. If you don't like a person who is working with you, you will not behave to that person properly, right? So there arises an issue which will affect your project in turn. Yeah, that is a type of conflict happening in an organization. Next one is task conflict. When there is a discord among members regarding nature of work to be performed, there is a task conflict. That is, you don't know what exactly you have to do. And one says that this has to be done like this has to be done like this. So when everybody do it differently, there will be very tension among the employees who is working, and it will lead to a conflict. So task conflict is another type of conflict. Next is process conflict. So clashes among the team members due to indifference in opinion on how work should be completed. It is a way similar to task conflict. That is, you don't know exactly what you have to do. So different persons will have different opinions of completing a task. That will lead to a conflict in an organization. So these are the types of conflicts that are seen in an organization. Now we will see what are the main causes and we'll see how to manage it. So what are the main causes of conflicts? So managerial expectations. Okay, so every employee is expected to meet the targets imposed by his or her superior, and when these expectations are misunderstood and not fulfilled within the stipulated time, conflicts may arise. So when you are given a deadline to complete a work and you don't do that work within that time, your superior will obviously scold you, will ask for the reasons and explanations and all those things. So that will lead to a misunderstanding and a tension between you and that person, and it will create a conflict. So that's the first cause. Second cause is communication disruption. Yeah, that's a very important cause of such conflicts in an organization. That is, at workplace is disruption of communication. That is, if one employee requires certain information from another who does not respond properly, conflict starts. If I go and ask something which is to be answered by that person and that person is not positively responding to me, I'll get angry, I'll feel bad, I'll feel offended, and all the conflicts will arise. Okay, misunderstanding. Misunderstanding is also a very common cause of having conflicts in any place. So when you understand something which is entirely different from what that person has meant, it will arise to a conflict, because it will lead to a wrong way, where at the end you will be responsible for that problem, and that will be a very big conflict in that organization. Next is lack of accountability. So if in a project responsibilities are not clear and some mistakes has arisen, of which no member of team wants to take responsibility, can also become. That is, you are given a project as a team and you have done something wrong, and if everybody is blaming everyone, that will not happen. So you have to take the responsibility if something goes wrong. So in such situations also, the conflicts will arise in any organization. So these are some of the causes where the organization conflicts will happen. Next thing is, how will you manage these conflicts? So it's a very simple way of managing this conflict if you are a good leader. So first thing is, handle the conflict very positively. Don't give negative feedbacks when a conflict arises within a team. That is, you have to handle it very positively. Formation of official grievance procedure for all members. So we were discussing indiscipline and all those topics, in which we came across the procedure to handle indiscipline in an organization. One among that is grievance handling. So when you have proper grievance handling and procedures for all the members, such type of conflicts will not arise. And concentrate on the causes rather than their effects. So causes will be concentrated and you can rectify the problems. And parties to conflict should be given an equal voice. So both the parties should be heard properly and should be given a positive response. An active participation of all parties to conflict can also help to counter it. So when both the parties are given equal opportunities and equal way of participation in that grievance address and all those things, what will happen? Obviously that they will sort it out. They will talk it and sort it out. So these are some of the ways to manage conflict. So this is one of the main topic which is coming in your unit 4, and I think with this your unit 4 will get completed. So unit 4 consisted of discipline, indiscipline and organizational conflict, and I hope you understood. If there is anything to be clear, please make sure you ask me in person. Okay, thank you.